This is the poet Frank O'Hara. This is the film director George Cukor. Both men were gay. This is the movie poster for The Women, which Cukor directed in 1939. I've seen this movie dozens of times. I think it was during the third viewing that I realized there are no men in the film. This is strange because, as I'm gay myself, men are the first thing I look for in a movie. This is a poem Frank O'Hara wrote about movies, sort of. It's called Ave Maria. It will be followed by a poem I wrote called, like Cukor's movie, The Women. Ave Maria. Mothers of America, let your kids go to the movies. Get them out of the house so they won't know what you're up to. It's true that fresh air is good for the body, but what about the soul that grows in darkness, embossed by silvery images? And when you grow old, as grow old you must, they won't hate you, they won't criticize you, they won't know. They'll be in some glamorous country they first saw on a Saturday afternoon, or playing hooky. They may even be grateful to you for their first sexual experience, which only cost you $0.25 and didn't upset the peaceful home. They will know where candy bars come from and gratuitous bags of popcorn, as gratuitous as leaving the movie before it's over with a pleasant stranger, whose apartment is in the heaven-on-earth building near the Williamsburg Bridge. Oh, mothers, you will have made the little tykes so happy. Because if nobody does pick them up in the movies, they won't know the difference. And if somebody does, it'll be sheer gravy, and they'll have been truly entertained either way, instead of hanging around the yard or up in their room hating you prematurely, since you won't have done anything horribly mean yet, except keeping them from the darker joys. It's unforgivable, the latter, so don't blame me if you won't take this advice, and the family breaks up, and your children go old and blind in front of a TV set seeing movies you wouldn't let them see when they were young. The Women. Miss Taylor's mouth, intense as paraffin lips we chewed at Halloween. Miss Taylor puckering at sopranos and tenors with her impartial arch aha. I cast her first in my remake of the Cukor classic, savoring yesterday's waxy flavor. Mouth so red, black and white can't dim it. Breast as load-bearing as a forklift's tongs. Baton more awe-inspiring than a judge's gavel. How she waved it at mothers who wanted to stop Ken and me from singing Imagine in the high school auditorium. I dedicate this film to Dad, envier of my friendships with women. Even his wife of 52 years, he can't make her laugh as I can. Nor does he relish, as I relish, her genius for portmanteau. This medicine makes me droggy. Your cousin hated his stench in the army. All night long in a tent before his sad, hungry eyes, I flaunt them. Stephanie, who put my brother and me in her outgrown dresses. In the picture, Bruce is sulky. I grin like a tipsy birthday gift. Suzanne, who stepped right out of the Leonard Cohen song. Nell, her dad called her the poor man's Streisand. She quelled a fight by putting her arm around one of the frat boys' shoulders. Beth, my homemade sister, who laughed, relieved as a blister, when I came out in her living room. Shelley, whose first time was backstage at the Bean Blossom Festival with a mandolinist whose fingers worked wonders on the narrowest frets. Angela, who swapped with me Tales from Bullwinkle's, the gay and lesbian bar, so named for having been a moose lodge. I couldn't picture myself between her thighs, but I was in love with her olive green irises. Judy, who lost the distinction between her husband and his meat and potatoes. Nadine, who sparkled with the glitterati in a belly-puck flat above the Seine. A middle-aged sparrow who divorced her dream-crushing hubby. A middle-aged vulture who lived to break the spell a witch had laid on her ex-spouse. Both claimed their happiness was yet to come. I think the sparrow was right. Sometimes I think I'd be happiest in this movie, where the men are kept off stage. But then, who can say?
When you're on a great
great adventure, trying to avoid indenture, trying to keep your soul in play. You know the game, it has no rules. Anyway, you'll never learn them in schools. With words and maps, some men say don't look behind you. There's always something to remind you, always something to make you think of things you did one sunny day, things you'd like to do another way. Now that you know, I remember home, remember my mama's face, and the day that I don't have to roam, that will be a day of grace. Trouble knows no hesitating, it's self-perpetuating, will give a man a sleepless night. The winds of freedom darken on the sill, you can count them when your heart is still and your eyes are full. Sorrow is looking for a dancer, won't take no for an answer, doesn't want to be stood up. You can walk her down a marble stair, waltz her lightly like Fred Astaire, until she smiles. I remember home, remember my mama's face, and the day that I don't have to roam, that will be a day of grace. So when you're on a great adventure, try to avoid indenture, trying to keep your soul in play, know the difference between shadow and pain, only losing and then finding again, until the end. I remember home, remember my mama's face, and the day that I don't have to roam, that will be a day of grace.